an open platform to a market of close to 1.4 billion people. A new platform strengthening global economic cooperation. A progressive platform promoting innovative growth and inclusive development. Join CGTN and its integrated media teams as we take you to the second China International Import Expo in Shanghai. We'll show you how the expo reflects a new era of China's opening up, how it builds a shared future of global economic prosperity, and what this means for consumers, businesses, and policymakers. Only on CGTN.
Live stream here, live from the Shanghai, from Shanghai, yes. From the China International Import Expo here in Shanghai. I'm Sim Sim, and this is my colleague.
I'm Yang Chengxi, and this is Fast and Furious. I'll be Vin Diesel, and you'll be the girl in the movie. I've seen
never
any of
watched
the Fast and Furious movies.
Sorry.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, I'll be the token girl in the movie. All right, so this very cool thing that we're sitting in, you'll notice there are no wheels, so which might be counterintuitive at an auto show, but this is actually a whole software to help make driving more pleasant, right?
Yes, it's what they call an emotive driving system. So well, let us explore what that means.
Yeah.
这个系统叫什么名字
？READ 实时情感识别系统。
然后它有什么功能？
它是由起亚汽车最新推出的一款技术，和麻省理工大学科研小组共同研发的。它是通过上面搭载的传感器，基于 AI 人脸识别技术，能够智能化的一一识别驾驶者的情绪。
So this is a system that Kia co-developed with the Massachusetts Institute of Technology.
Oh, right.
They have cameras there that can use artificial intelligence to read our facial expressions, and that can determine our stress level. Or shock level, things like that. So read our emotions, and then they can adapt the atmosphere inside of the vehicle to fit our emotions.
Right.
还有什么？
就是它是会通过识别您的面部情绪，从而改变我们整体的一个驾驶氛围。对，比如说灯光啊、音响啊、温度啊，都是自动会根据您的情绪进行调节的。
Right. Well, they adjust things like the light, the music. The ambience inside the car. So, do you have road rage?
Sorry? No, I don't. I usually, but I don't drive in China.
All right, because if it were me, once in a while the car would be all red.
Oh, right. I see. Well, the thing is, I don't know if this is for keeping people awake also, because the seat is pulsating, right? You can feel the vibration. So I'm sure, like, if you're about to fall asleep, like, this is quite good at keeping you awake.
Like, hey.
So yeah, it's just like
keep your eye
open. And there's like a 911 also button, I think. So it does. I'm sure it does help, like, you know, if it feels that you're getting tired, that you're starting to, like, your head is starting to droop, maybe it'll make the cabin a little bit colder, or like pump up the music, and just, I think it will make driving a little bit safer.
A bit safer, a bit more fun, a bit more dynamic. Right?
And no more fiddling with the volume while you're driving, and then the temperature and all that. So it's like all automatic now. It's fantastic. Right.
Should we check out some other stuff?
Yeah, let's.
This is a very big pavilion.
Yeah, exactly.
Should we go out from.
Let's go this out.
Over there?
All right. So, as you can see, this is just one of many pavilions here at the Automobile Pavilion, which in itself is only one pavilion among many here at the CIIE.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you've got, you know, as in a lot of auto shows, you've got the funky, very cool, futuristic designs like this car right here. Show that.
Looks futuristic enough, huh?
Yeah.
And it has no mirror, side mirror.
Oh, right, yeah.
I think it has cameras instead. For
right?
In the place of the mirrors.
Sure.
Yeah, because
very
this
impressive
is supposed
car.
to be self-driving. So
is it?
all the visual information needs to go straight to the system inside.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're not using physical mirrors. Instead, they're using camera.
But very impressive car.
Yeah.
It looks good in the driving.
Yeah, it looks very sleek.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this is Kia. Let's keep going.
Let's keep going. I mean, one of the interesting thing about this exhibition is that it's an exhibition not only of cars across the world, right? It's cars also across time. Like I see very vintage car models over there on display. Cars that were like legendary on the racetrack. Some of the I don't know about Porsche cars. I heard that it was very good at a race car in the last century. But also we see these new cars without steering wheel.
Yeah.
It's just a big screen there.
Yeah.
So it's amazing to see this such a drastic difference of car technology over the past several decades. Right?
And also the thing that's fantastic is that it's not just an auto show. There's so much more than just cars. There's obviously also trucks, but you'll see also some of the booths that we're going to stop at. They're also developing completely different technology. A lot of them also looking at fuel generation and like electric
autonomous
cars.
driving.
Like here we can like quickly take a look. These are batteries because obviously if you have an electric car, you need to be able to charge it. So one solution is to have charging stations across the country, but that obviously takes a lot of infrastructure and you have to install it. And then I believe this is one that you can have at home. And that means that people can also, I know Volkswagen also had that, several other car manufacturers are also developing that so that you can have your own charging station at home. So you don't have to always go somewhere to charge it, which is more convenient, I guess, right?
I think it wouldn't take you long to notice that the industry is moving towards new energy. It's doing away with internal combustion engine because all the new cars on the Volkswagen stage, whether it is Audi or Porsche, they are all electric or new energy models. And Kia and Hyundai are also debuting their new cars in China, and they're all electric ones. Other cars are hydrogen powered, so you really don't see a lot of internal combustion engine cars still around. I think BMW is showing some because they prioritize driving and things like that. But yeah, I think the whole industry is moving towards new energy and zero emission. I think Volkswagen is saying that they want to achieve, they want to be carbon neutral by 2050.
Wow.
So I guess by that time, none of their cars would still have internal combustion engines anymore.
And it makes sense also to be showing off all these new electric cars and carbon emissions neutral, zero emissions cars here in China because China is the biggest market in the world for e-vehicles, right?
Yes. And then there are a lot of domestic Chinese companies that are eager to get into the sector that are trying to rival Tesla, right? A lot of the new Chinese brands, they're all electric vehicles. And that's partly because the Chinese government is not issuing permits for factories that make cars with internal combustion engines anymore. They all have to be EV, right, in the future. So there are a lot of new energy cars that are made in China. You have to be EV to have a permit now.
But that's wonderful in a way because the climate crisis is a big issue at the moment, and everybody's a lot more conscious of pollution. I mean, we live in Beijing. We witness this quite often. Although now it's gotten a lot better like over the years. So I think people are a lot more conscious about the need to be environmentally friendly and cut down on pollution as much as possible. And this is a great way of doing it, right?
Yeah. And I think apart from being clean, I think the cars still need to be cool looking.
Yeah, and here's a very cool looking one, by the way.
Yes.
So here's,
I don't know how expensive this thing is.
Yeah.
It's a Mercedes AMG
GTC. Yeah.
Not really familiar with the name.
But it's a fancy car.
Sleek, yeah?
Yeah, very nice.
China has become one of, if not the biggest market for high-end vehicles.
Right.
And most of them are imported cars, right? China import over 1 million foreign cars every year. You can imagine every year China import over 1 million cars from overseas countries.
Right. And I mean, the growing middle class here in China has greatly contributed to that.
Yes.
People have more money to spend, are willing to spend it on good quality brands like this. German brands have a great reputation in China. Maybe we should go down that way because I don't think we can go out. We'll get lost in the wilderness here. And this import show, this is partly what this import show is about, right? Oops.
I think
okay, let's go this way.
Mercedes is also showing their human car interface system.
We were just saying that the Auto Pavilion is only one of many pavilions here at the CIIE in Shanghai. And we're covering a lot of distances these days, right?
Yes.
If you look at people's feet, everybody is in flat shoes because it's more comfortable than if you're wearing heels and you have to do 10 kilometers per day running from the media center or across the pavilions. You need to have comfortable shoes.
Yes, because I covered the first edition of CIIE. And before I started this reporting, I reminded myself, okay, please wear comfortable shoes because if there's one thing I remember, you need to walk a lot.
Yes.
All the pavilions are very far away from each other.
Exactly, and they're huge.
Yeah.
I mean, again, there are 8 pavilions on 2 floors, and each pavilion, and this is just one pavilion, so you kind of just imagine.
And they're jam-packed with people too because they open at 9, right? By 9, about 9:10ish, it's already jam-packed.
Right. Yeah. But clearly, there's a lot of interest. I mean, a lot of people are also just taking
talk about
pictures.
That car?
Oh sure. Let's do that.
Let's talk about this one because this is the main new energy car that Toyota is showing this year. It's called Mirai. This is a hydrogen-powered new energy car. But when we talk about new energy, we think about electric vehicles, right? But there are still a lot of drawbacks to new energy electric vehicles because it takes you quite a long time to recharge it, and if you're on a highway, you run out of power on your Tesla, and you need to park it for like 45 minutes, 30 minutes for it to recharge, as opposed to adding gas, right?
Right, yeah.
So a hydrogen-powered car supposedly can solve that problem because it takes only about 3 minutes to refuel.
Oh, okay, so it's like refueling at the petrol station.
Yeah, and the mileage is much longer than electric cars. This one goes about 600 kilometers per charge.
Wow.
Per refuel. So it's longer than most, if not all, of the electric vehicles.
Okay.
Yeah.
But how common is that? Is that going to be the new thing? Is that going to overtake electric?
Because China is very big on promoting new energy and green energy and zero emission, right? So they're spending a lot of money into hydrogen power research. But the only reason that this is still not widely accepted by the market is that for several reasons, right? One, it is very expensive to make hydrogen fuel, right? And it's not very cost effective. You still need to do things like burn coal to make hydrogen, which still makes pollution.
Right.
Just in other parts other than cities, but they still have pollution. And the energy that
maybe we can go around.
maybe we can go around, right? And the energy that the hydrogen fuel produces is less than the coal power that are used to generate them. It's not very cost effective still, and also it's not really safe to store hydrogen in large quantities.
Oh, right.
Right? So I think these are the 2 main reasons that there are still challenges to be tackled.
Right, okay. But clearly, I mean, you can see some brands are putting the emphasis on just, their beautiful, sleek designs and the luxury cars. And Toyota here is going very big on its hydrogen fuel. You can just look around, like they've got the whole process and like how it works and how to produce this hydrogen fuel. So clearly that is a big project for us.
Toyota is not really famous for its muscle cars, but they're very, very famous for environmental friendliness, right?
And one thing, I was talking to a guy from another car manufacturer called Neuron EV. It's a quite new California-based electric vehicle company, and they still have prototypes. They haven't gone into production, but I thought it was interesting where everybody's talking about needing renewable energy, and he was saying we need to go a step further, also do renewable cars, where the materials are a lot more flexible. They can adapt the car, and they have just a very simple frame to begin with, and then they can expand or resize it. But by making sure that there's not a waste in terms of material, because a lot of other companies have, like, you know, develop these like sleek designs and they look wonderful, but there's a lot of waste in making the car.
It's a fine
So I thought it was
balancing act, right?
yeah.
Yes.
So here, this is kind of cool. So this is Honda. You would think, you know, car manufacturers usually want people to stop walking and start driving, but Honda is doing something else. It's helping people to walk.
Well, they have a gadget over there. Maybe we can try it
Yes,
out.
it's called the Honda Walking Assist, and Chengxi's gonna try it out.
Oh yeah, I'm very much interested. If I don't have to spare any effort walking, that's the dream, right?
You're a lab rat today.
I'll probably get out of the house more often. But in all seriousness, this device is expected to help particularly senior people with walking difficulties.
Right.
I think that's a very meaningful invention that is going to help a lot of people.
And I believe they've been now leasing this product to hospitals and rehabilitation centers in Japan to help people learn to walk again, or like become more confident when they're walking. So you know, car companies are also not just looking at cars, but also other ways of means of transportation, which is pretty cool.
I think this is one of the the models here. I think it has a back support and it connects the main. I think this is the engine with the gadgets here that are attached to your thighs.
Can you try it on?
Well, I think they're bringing one out.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Can you introduce how this thing works?
Yeah. This machine, the name is the walking assisted device, and you know it's compassed by three main components. The first one you can see, this is the waist frame. The second one is the motor and the both sides, and the third one is the leg frame. So it's three main parts. And then we just focus on three people. The first one is the people like the walking disabled. The second one is the people like wanted to improve your walking efficiency, and the third one is the older. Yeah.
Other generation. Yes.
Do you want to know something others?
Well, can we try one on?
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, can we try one on? Yeah. Are you bringing one out? Over there? Okay. Yes, I'm very excited about this.
Do you want me to hold your mic?
Oh yes. Thank
Okay.
you.
Oh.
I will help you to wear it.
Is it heavy?
It's not heavy.
Yeah.
Much lighter than I anticipated. Oh, I hope my hip is not too wide.
You have to tie and it's feel good. You can feel the forward.
So it
Very
is.
tightly.
It is motor generated, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, it's still
We
motor
have some
technology.
angle sensor in the both side inside.
Okay.
Yes.
Is it on? It's not on.
No. In the
Not yet.
time we have to cite some information for you.
Okay.
Okay, I'll give you so you can tell us what it feels like.
All right. It's not on yet, right?
Hold on. Just
Okay.
wait a moment. Okay.
Because I don't know what to expect. I don't know how it will feel. So I don't know if it's on or not.
Definitely amazing experience.
Okay.
For posterity.
Is it turn on the power?
Now you can upload that. You can be forward. Maybe just a
Oh.
little bit.
Oh.
Okay.
It's weird.
What does it feel like?
It feels like
Just like the normal walking.
just
it's
like
okay.
some people is pushing my leg forward.
Oh.
Get your power on the left.
And when my leg is over here, it feels like it's lifting my leg up.
It's okay. And you can see all of the data about your walking.
Oh.
It's good back.
Oh, should we see the data?
Okay. It's the
That
left
shows-
leg and the right leg.
See my two legs
Yeah, the
moving.
left and the right. Okay. This way.
I feel like a toddler. Oh.
Look.
And the others, like all the dates all data will appear in the pad, and you can transfer it to the computer. And maybe you can get some conclusion, like your trail about walking and some others. Yeah. And you know, everyone has the muscle memory. Maybe we can use it the regular time, and you can recover. Yes.
I think in that way, doctors will have a more comprehensive assessment of the patient situation, right? And document the improvements day by day, right, with this thing. Do you want to try it on? It's really, really
Does
weird
it help?
experience. Yes, in a way, but
You're not going
it's
to be
gonna
wearing
make
this.
me forget how to walk properly.
Oh, so you're not going to be wearing
normally.
this every day now then?
Probably
No.
not. But yeah, I can see how it could be very helpful for people with conditions like stroke, right? Or maybe they're recovering from a nervous damage,
Right.
right?
Like
From-
learning to
from
walk
accidents.
again.
Yes.
So that is cool.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Does it feel weird? Does it when you're not moving, or do you feel
Well,
anything?
it needs some time to adapt to me, like because when I'm stationary, when I stop walking, it still feels like it still perceives me as still walking.
Oh, so it's still pushing your leg?
Yeah, it's trying to help me.
This machine can feel some information about your walking habit.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, so it will
Like,
make you
I
make
can show you, right?
additional steps.
Yeah, I can show you, right? When I stop, it's still,
Yeah,
it's still trying to help me.
This is your walking habit.
All right. Had to make you do additional steps every day, right? If
Yes.
you're not getting your quota.
Let me get out of the house. Interesting.
Cool.
Well, I think
All
I think
right.
we're done with this. I need to learn to walk again.
All right.
这个帮我写这里。
I can help you to.
All right.
All right.
Should I take this?
way.
Oops.
All right.
Hang on.
I still need to walk there.
Do you want me to take the mic?
Okay.
Okay. While he's removing that, I'll show you a little bit of the other stuff that we have here at the Honda booth. They're actually very light on the cars here, which is kind of interesting. They've got one over there, but they've got the walking assist. Then they've got their motorbikes. And one thing that I also found very interesting is that, again, auto pavilion, but quite a few car manufacturers are also going into, let's develop planes, let's develop boats, and that kind of thing. So transportation is definitely branching out. These car manufacturers are branching out, and they're trying to develop a lot of other ways of transportation and very sleek designs like this one. Whoop.
Careful.
Oop. This is revolving.
Yeah, it's moving.
Like they've got, Honda Jet Elite. So Honda is now making planes. They've got, engines for motorboats. So there's really all types of things here, right? But then you also have your traditional,
your traditional
auto show
Jaguar,
displays.
Land Rover. All the big names are here.
Right, yeah.
Yes. All the brands I've ever heard of. And
you can-
Tesla's over there.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a very cool car.
Yeah, I mean, I think in a year or two, many of the Tesla cars in China will not be imported cars anymore because they have made the super factory in
Right.
Shanghai. I think in 2017, it took them.
Has it opened already?
It's in production now.
Okay.
I think it took them about 10 months to finish building it, and then the cars. I mean, the cost to build the factory is, I think, 60% lower than in the United States.
I think it was $2 billion or something
Yes.
around that,
Yes.
right?
I think
wow.
they're producing Tesla Model 3 now.
Uh-huh.
They've just announced the price. I think it's around $50,000
Wow.
in China. I think it's very competitive for a car in that range.
And you
so
see
it's
quite a
gonna-
few Teslas on the
Yeah.
street here also
Yeah.
in
quite a
China.
few. So it's going to make the NEV market in China much more competitive in the
Right,
future.
right.
Yeah.
But it's clearly, this is getting a lot of attention. People are loving it. I don't know if they'll all be buying cars, but definitely a lot of people are taking selfies, sitting in the
Yeah.
cars, checking it out,
Yeah.
and getting a feel for it. But yeah, I think it's great that so many of the cars on show, so many of the companies are really focusing on renewable energy, other ways of being more eco-friendly,
Yes.
zero emissions. So it's not your usual gas guzzlers, Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I think whatever car type it is, they will still find China to be one of the most attractive markets because last year I think the Chinese government lowered tariffs on cars and car parts from overseas.
Right.
So it's going to make the cost of transport a lot lower for a lot of the international big brands. So they supposedly will find the Chinese market more attractive in this way.
Yeah. So yeah, I think have we done most of the top things in this pavilion? I think, right? I mean,
pretty much reached the end of the pavilion.
And for more interesting stuff, just come in and check it out yourself. There's also an outdoor section that we didn't have time to get to today that has some self-driving cars, but it's a little bit further away, so we wanted to show you the stuff in here that's already pretty cool. But I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I surely enjoyed my walking assistant.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then thanks for all the information and all the added value, and for being our lab rat today.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad to.
Okay, well, thanks very much. And thanks very much for joining us for this live stream today. And stay tuned because we'll have a lot more in the next few days. The CIIE is running until Sunday. So stay tuned.
See you in the next one.